Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video we are doing the final console set in our if you could only play one game per console, and today it is going to be the Sega consoles. So we've got 6 consoles to go through, so let's roll that intro and then we'll get to the list. Okay, so we are going to start off today's list on the Master System, and I do want to say there are a couple of consoles that we'll be talking about today that I haven't ever played, or there's games on those consoles that I've played but don't currently own. I think out of the list there is only one game that I've got that I actually own. But yeah, it is what it is. So the first game that we're going to be talking about is on the Master System, and that is James Pond 2 Robocod. I've played this one briefly and just loved it. Loved the aesthetic of it, and I think I've actually got it. I'm pretty sure I've got it on the DS, but it was released on the Master System. I think it was actually released on the Master System, the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo. I don't think it was released on the NES. I think the original one might have been, but I don't think the second one was. But yeah, I'm going to pick it for the Master System. Just because I've got another game for the Mega Drive. Then we move on to the Game Gear. Now this game is a game that I have played extensively when I was younger, but I haven't actually played it on the Game Gear itself, so I don't know what the port is like. I just saw that it was a game that was on the Game Gear and loved it so much that I had to put it on this list in one way or another, and that is the original version of Prince of Persia. So I will put up some gameplay of that right now. And originally I played the MS-DOS version of this, played it extensively when I was younger. I think it was only, I can't remember how many levels it had. I think I've got a feeling it was only like 5 levels. But I probably only ever saw level 3 at most. So yeah, it is a game that is heavily rooted in my gaming history. So I am actually going to make sure I track it down for the Game Gear, and when I do manage to pick up a Game Gear myself. Oh, my light has gone. Let me just got the plug right here so I can get that. There we go. My other one's probably going to die, so if it does, I'll stop the video. So yeah, I am going to pick it up, and if I do manage to get a Game Gear, which I am aiming to, I've got it there to play. Then the next console that we're going to be talking about is the Mega Drive, one of my absolute top consoles. I'd actually, yeah, probably say it is my favourite console out of every console. I love my Mega Drive. It was the first home console that I got, and yeah, absolutely loved it. Still, if I ever see Game Boy games out in the wild, I do my best to pick them up now. And yeah, so the game that I'm going to be talking about, originally it was my cousin's. So a lot of the games that I've got up on my shelf for the Mega Drive were originally my cousin's, and when he got rid of his console, he gave me all the games, and yeah, that's how I've got a lot of the games that I've got. But this was one of his games, and I used to play it up at his house, And once I got it, it then became the first game that I'd ever completed. And that is Strider. So, yeah, absolutely love this game. This is one that I do tend to go back to whenever I can. I've got the remake on my PSN account. Haven't had a chance to play it yet, but yeah, the original Strider, it was the first game that I ever completed, and yeah, absolutely love it. It's one of my most favourite games to play on the Mega Drive. To be quite honest, that's quite a difficult comment to back up, because there's loads of games that I will always go to on my Mega Drive. It's a console that I can spend days and days talking about and playing. Absolutely love it. I was well and truly a Sega kid. Then the next console that we're going to be talking about is a follow-on to the Mega Drive, and it is one that is my #1 console to pick up this year, and it's going to be the Mega CD. I have been desperate to get hold of one of these. I've seen a couple of them at the boot fair. I've actually seen a couple of the Mega Drive 2 at the boot fair, but just been a bit sceptical about picking them up, because the people at the boot fair are selling them for around £150, and normally I don't have that sort of money on me at the boot fair. But equally as well, if I then get it home and it doesn't work, I've then lost a large chunk of money. So I'm probably going to end up looking at either a game shop or CEX or eBay. But yeah, I will 110% guarantee that I will have a Mega CD in the collection by the end of the year. And when I do get that Mega CD, there is going to be the first game that I'm going to be buying is going to be Sonic CD. I've played the PC port of Sonic CD. I think actually I've completed the PC port of Sonic CD, and I can't remember what ending I got. I don't think I got the good ending. But yeah, I have played it, I have completed it, but I just want a copy of it on the Mega CD. I want the Mega CD in my shelving unit, and just be able to play that whenever I want. But in addition to that, there are a couple of other games that I will be picking up on the Mega CD. One of them being Night Trap. I've seen it so many times, and obviously we all know about the controversy behind Night Trap, but it's always a game that I've wanted to play. So yeah, that will be another game that I'll pretty much pick up with my Mega CD. And then it will be a case of any Mega CD games that I see or can get, I'll be picking up. I'll be honest, so far since starting the channel, I've never seen a Mega CD game out in the wild. I've seen them on eBay, but never seen one out in the wild. And I think if I ever did, I'd buy it regardless. The fact that I haven't got the console, I would still pick it up. So yeah, that is the Mega CD. Then we go on to the Sega Saturn. I will add, I am not going to do the 32X, purely because I forgot to add it to the list. But if I did have to choose a 32X game, it would be the Star Wars game, and I can't remember the name of it. So what I'll do is I'll stick the name up just down the bottom here. Yes, to be honest, I will say I know what's going to happen. I'm going to pick up the Mega CD this year, then next year the 32X is going to be top of my list. So yeah, and then after that, after that I know it's going to be the Mighty Mega. So yes, it's going to be an expensive couple of years. But on to the Sega Saturn, which is another console that I am aiming to pick up this year, because I've now got a couple of Saturn games in the collection, so would like to be able to play them. But for this list, we're going to be talking about a game that I don't currently have in the collection, and that is Daytona USA. So an absolute staple of the Sega Saturn. It's one of the release titles, and yeah, I've played it. I'm going to cheat a bit on this one because I've played it extensively in the arcades. I've never actually played on a Sega Saturn. I've seen them. I think I saw one at the boot fair last year, and that's probably the only time I've ever seen one in the flesh. So yeah, it's going to be a console that I want to pick up, and I'm going to be aiming to get it this year. And when I do get it, I am going to pick up Daytona USA. Then the final console on the list today is going to be the Dreamcast. And for the Dreamcast, yeah, I've been batting between two games on this one. The first one, I can't reach it, was Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. I had this on my list since I wrote the list about 3 months ago. But I was looking through it today just before filming the video and decided to change my mind. So the official entry on the list is going to be Crazy Taxi. I've played this game briefly. I think my friend who had a Dreamcast when we were younger, he had a copy of this, and that was the first time I ever got to play it. I have now got Crazy Taxi on the PS2, but I don't have a copy of it on the Dreamcast. That is going to be a game that I want to pick up some point this year. Another game that I've got on the Dreamcast but have lost is Sega Bass Fishing. That was the game that I actually bought my Dreamcast for. That I first played it on my friend's Dreamcast, and yeah, I just absolutely loved it. I'm not well. I say that I'm not in massive. I am massively into fishing. I've got. I spent so much money on my fishing gear a couple of years ago, but just haven't been able to get out in a couple of years. And yeah, Sega Bass Fishing. I never used the reel. Always done it on the controller, but yeah, unfortunately, I've lost my copy of the game. But I am going to stick with it. And for the Dreamcast, we're going to select Crazy Taxi. It was a difficult one because we had Legacy of Kain, Crazy Taxi, Resident Evil Code Veronica. It had its original release on the Dreamcast. We've then got Sega Bass Fishing as well. So yeah, there was loads of games that I absolutely loved playing on the Dreamcast. And yeah, I play it whenever I can. I'm hoping to actually I'm hoping that next week's video, next Wednesday's video, is going to be a repair video. And it's actually going to be a repair video on my Dreamcast. So when I got it out of the loft and set it up for the first time, I found that the controller ports weren't working and that the clock battery had died. So I'm going to be doing a video on doing that repair. Yeah, that should be next week. It's all filmed, ready to go. I've just got to edit it, and hopefully nothing better comes along. So yeah, that is going to be my picks for the Sega consoles. Let me know in the comments down below what you would pick if you had to pick out of just the Sega consoles. I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been commenting on the videos in this series. It has been so interesting to see what everyone's video game suggestions are, and from there's actually been a couple of games that I've then decided to go and pick up myself. So yeah, just want to say massive thank you to everyone. Really hope you enjoyed the series. But there is going to be one more video in the series. It'll probably come out in a couple of weeks' time, and it's going to be my top 10 games of all time. So it will still be one per console, and yeah, we've definitely got enough consoles to go through. And yeah, so that is going to wrap up today's video. But before you head off, if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.